on this idea that JD and me just met and we're going to put together this gig, right? Okay. But when you actually start taping, you want him and me to wrap that down, too? Okay, we'll do that. That's our lines, JD. We got our lines down on. Well, some friends of mine and me gathered down here at MCAT tonight, and Raz and Ken and JD and myself, and we just decided we'd have a good time and put our talents together and give an offering to the community of what we feel art is. So a lot of this stuff is focused on Montana and Montana culture, and I hope anybody that watches this video enjoys it.
Combine it with Coochie Coochie, man, kind of.
I might be stretching on that one. It's about no black man and me. We were two social rejects one Sunday morning down in Oakland. Oakland, just a little south of Berkeley, the Berkeley place, where they had the riot disgrace back in the late 60s. The students throwing the bricks at the cops and the helicopters and pepper gas. So anyway, it went like this. Do you remember when respect was free? Man could touch the sun. The world don't want to hear right now. Too busy running, most everyone. I was walking down the Telegraph Avenue one day in the Oakland cow. Old black man, he walked up to me. He said, I need some coffee money, pal. Well, we walking down the street a ways. He carried one of my bags. I was going to the on-ramp for to find a ride to flag. We sat down on one of those rock things, like the JC's put the pretty flowers in. I took a look at his old wore-out shoes. I give some new ones I had to him. We put them shoes upon his feet. He got up and he strutted around. You'd have thought I'd have bought him a T-bone steak and he was the richest man in town. And then I said I only got about 90 cents, my friend, but half of what I got is yours. 'Cause that's my true religion. He went his way, I went mine. We both got stronger, if you know what I mean. It was a solitary Sunday morning. Respect was free. I'm just a simple man. I go along. I rhyme my poems and sing my songs. I see life down with a certain kind of harmony. Woke up today, no clouds on my mind. Took a look around. It all rhymes. I'm living in a poem. It's flowing down the line of time. Do you remember when respect was free? Yo, JD. JD and me were hanging out down at MCAT. We just met each other tonight. I've never synchronized with anybody so well on the first jam. There's gonna be a railroad song, combination love song, combination cowboy rap on how to write love songs. So it's bittersweet love songs. You might call it a train song. You might call it a love song. Maybe a love song is a train song. You got the bleeding side to write a good song. You got the hurt so bad you know it's wrong. For people to play with each other's hearts. And the blood from your soul is the ink. The tears from your spirit make you blink. And then it's out, the expression of romantic art. The words make a rhythm about true and false. They tell about starts and stops and halts, create images about pleasure and pain. They describe lovers weak and strong, and tell situations short and long. When the smoke clears, that's the way things are. Some of the songs are painful and sad, others about people in love and glad. And they don't need to rhyme every third line. Once in a lifetime, the songwriters say, you'll meet someone along the way, and things will happen you saw in your fantasies. Your minds will tie and sew the hearts, and earthquakes couldn't tear you apart. You'll float away in light ecstasy. But if we try to make it that way, it won't work no matter what we say. People can't buy tickets to the ultimate union. The tears make the paper, the blood is the ink. Both bitter and sweet is the drink of romance, pretentious or real. Bittersweet love song, it's a train song, it's a love song, it's cowboy rap. You.
Apologies to Johnny Cash.
Hit a lick, man. I like hearing you play.
Similarities in the two musics, but that, I don't know what you think.
I felt good about it. Is there some other music you'd like to do with it? Because we could do it again. Put some different music behind it.
And even with this tuning can get the, with this particular tuning, you can actually kind of go get both of those feels that I was trying to describe.
Well, maybe we can come back to it in a little bit and you mix something for it. You want to try this other one? And then maybe we'll come back to Last Dance of Tarkio? Because I feel like you could get a lot more involved in Last Dance of Tarkio.
Yeah.
You could be laying some heavy stuff down behind it, you know? Because it's could be a country western song like those old ballads, you know, easy. It's basically, that's what it is a ballad, isn't it? When people look at my stuff and they say, well, that's prose, that's poetry, that's a ballad. To me, it's all just poetry, you know. I got one, it's sort of a comment, you know, on the materialism of our society. And you and me grew up, you know, our formation years were probably 62 to 72 or 60 to 75, and everything got challenged, you know. The music changed. Plato said when the music changes, the walls fall. And a bunch of young people just said, you know, this don't fly, everything being about money. So I suppose this poem would come out of just me being part of that, seeing the riots and seeing a bogus war and a bunch of my friends get killed. And I call it the First Church of Mammon. Mammon being an ancient Greek term for the worship of money. So it's called the First Church of Mammon. And this would be probably on our style we call cowboy rap. This style that we just invented here tonight.
Yeah.
It's cowboy rap. Okay. Because being raised a Boy Scout and finding out that every horse race is fixed, having two knees that were different sizes, so I couldn't go to Vietnam, I just went out and started wandering around the continent, attempting to find stuff to write poetry about, you know. 'Cause the international banker control of our economy trip really wasn't flying with me. First Church of Mammon. Let me see if I can give you some beat like this goes on. Da, da. Step right up, it's the First Church of Mammon. That'll run it all the way through, it'll be like that. Just going back and forth on kind of a cowboy rap. Step right up. First Church of Mammon. That's the way today. They teach the fronts, covers, and how to betray your lovers. You learn to say what they say. When When the man up front snap his finger, stand up, smile, say yes. He's got a gold card, want to put your name upon it, pin it to your chest. Or a breakthrough sometime, walking down the lifeline, working out the agony. I've seen all the silly games played, acted out the charades. There is a thing I would like to see. Is there a strategy, some kind of victory for the war inside of me? I see the Armageddon every day, fight it two ways, outside and in. The irony is that the ones that die are the ones that live and win. I think I died sometime on the road between Mexico City and Butte, Montana. I don't remember when we were taking prisoners or burying the dead. Well, I see with piercing clarity the martyrs to ambiguity, like the political system we're all prisoners in. They say it's also very, very right, and they send their brothers off to fight and shed their blood for the rich man's sin. Step right up. First Church of Mammon, that's the way today. They teach the fronts and the covers and how to betray your lovers. You can learn to say what they say. When the man up front snap his fingers, stand up and smile, say yes. He's got a gold card, want to put your name upon it, pin it to your chest. Just a simple man and to go along and to rhyme my poems and to sing my songs and to see life down with a certain kind of harmony. So we invented a style tonight, JD. It's called cowboy rap. Well, we grew up out west, and Jesse James was a hero, so was Billy the Kid, so he was a dead outlaw song. It's a prison trials, a whirlwind of heartbreak. Life's hard. I hear some underestimate. Knew someday they'd catch him. They'd have to shoot it out. Until then he'd run. Some rules he'd flout. Well, he was living on the road, running from the law. Walking down the street, and this is what he saw. It was a country western place. Heard a dancing beat. Walked in, drank a beer, and rested his feet. The lady behind the bar liked what she saw. The band struck a harmony. Ladies and outlaws. In Vegas, some dudes had wasted a friend. They couldn't buy him, so they brought his life to an end. The law wouldn't do a thing, they're bought and sold. So there's some folks in Vegas that won't grow old. The woman behind the bar, and he connected. They spent some time, they elected. They danced the last dance, it was faded love. He was tired, she was warm, and they moved like doves. In the prison of trials, in a whirlwind of heartbreak. Life's hard, I hear some underestimate. Knew someday they'd catch him and he'd have to shoot it out. Until then he'd run, some rules, he'd fly. Had a meal at her place and it tasted good, but tell her a story, knew that he should. He told her about his running lifestyle, and still she wanted them two together for a while. For a couple of weeks everything was fine. On the streets one day trouble hit his mind. Ran to the alley and he opened his bag. Got out the 44 mag. There's sheriffs, there's cops, they're running, they're yelling, they're hunting big game. It's a federal felon. Hit one knee and started to blast. The burning pain in his chest would be the last. Fell back, dropped the gun. Closed his eyes. They let the lady go by her white lies. In a prison of trials. In a whirlwind of heartbreak. Life's hard. I hear some underestimate. Knew someday they'd catch him. Have to shoot it out. Until then he'd run. Some rules he flout. It's a dead outlaw song. JD, I got one called The Last Dance at Tarkio, and this book of poetry I'm putting together. We'll probably call it that, The Last Dance at Tarkio.
Good title.
Okay, it's about the old country dance, which was a tribal unity event, west of the Mississippi, prior to TV and radio and folks getting electronically technified. And the old country dance was a really important big deal, politically, economically, romantically. Women would meet their husbands and deals would be cut. So anyway, my pa died about a year ago, and we poured his ashes on the riverbank down by his ranch. And we were standing around talking as the ceremony got over about our relationship with him. And I asked this old priest if it was all right if I did this poem, because I told my pa this poem a couple years before and he really liked it. And he described his roots. My grandmother fought Indians up by the Canadian border when she was a kid. My grandpa, on my dad's side, had the first steam thrasher in eastern Montana. That's what I was told anyway. So I was working on a ranch up by Superior a few years ago, and there's a off-ramp to Tarkio. It's a Tarkio exit. So I started asking these people that I was working for, which were like second and third generation, about, Tarkio, because it don't exist no more.
Yeah, nothing there. I've seen that that sign, Tarkio,
Yeah.
and then you look.
Yeah, there ain't nothing there. So they're second, third generation, and we were still using the horse barn that Grandpa built back in the teens. So they told me how it used to be at Tarkio and the country dance. So as a result, this poem got made. And it's got a country flavor. The Last Dance at Tarkio. The shadows on the shade are invisibly made. They work out the patterns on the revolving stage. The stage is run through by an offset line. Sun, stage, and moon on circles make time. Out in western Montana, ran the Milwaukee line. A town named Tarkio. I lived there one time. There was a railroad stop and a store and a bar. Folks would travel from near and far. They came to buy things, wants and needs. Got their bullets, whiskey and chicken feed. The old fellow that ran the place used to say, through his store walked every character in the play. Now the Tarkio dance was a local tradition. The young bucks flocked as though on a mission. The families came in the Model T cars, planned on spending the night under the stars. Old farmers and ranchers talked the cattle and the crops. Women changed recipes, sucked soda pop. They brought their own blankets, drinks, and food. Young and old created the moods. Pretty single girls plotted their snares. Rustic cowboys acted like they didn't care. Old farmers and ranchers talked to cattle and crops. Town boys and cowboys were known to fight. Guitars and fiddles got played all night. The kids ran and played on the railroad line. Generally speaking, all had a good time. And when the stage would turn to catch first rays, everybody headed home for a brand new day. Then the Milwaukee line was taken out. No more heard the laughs and shouts. Montana's just changing, that's the way it goes. Some muse on the last dance at Tarkio. Back where Interstate 90 flies on by. You can't even see where the town used to lie. Tarkio is now just a fire-gutted shell, sitting on the crossroads of paradise and hell. The shadows on the shade are invisibly made. They move fixed patterns on a revolving stage. The The stage is run through by an offset line. Sun, stage, and moon make circles called time. That's the last dance of Tarkio. When I got done rapping that at my pa's funeral, this old priest looked at me kind of surprised, and he says, well, that just about wraps it up, don't it? Yeah. Talking to Mike Beck. He's a cowboy poet, does a poetry music gig. And I said to him, what's poetry? What's it about? And he gave me a story. And I said, I think poetry's about when you take this little microscopic event in life and you break it up and you look at each individual piece, and perhaps you can give people some insight on the great order of things in the universe.
That's the same definition of blues, too.